If you want to remember the essential measurements for drafting the bodice, please remember these numbers 67 and 57. On the front, 67, 6 represents vertical measurements, 7 represents horizontal measurements. On the back, 57, 5 represents vertical measurements, 7 represents horizontal measurements. That's it. Have fun. I'm going to show you to take or to measure the dress form or an individual in order to draft your basic bodice. It's simple, it's accurate, and I'm sure you'll be satisfied. So, okay, we're going to start. So, to take measurements for the bodice, for the front, you have 13 measurements. You have 6 that's vertical, 7 horizontal. I think that's correct. So basically what you want to do, you want to organize your measurements into vertical and horizontal. That way it's a system, it's easy to utilize, less error prone in that approach. Okay, so I'm going to take the center front length. So what I do, I put my tape, the tape that I tape my neck with is 1/8 in width. So I put my tape and try to get a fiberglass tape, it doesn't stretch. I put my tape at the neck center intersection and I measure down. I measure down to the bottom of my tape. There's a tape on the dress form, and your individual person, you just measure, you just highlight the narrowest part of what you think your waist is. So I measure down to the narrowest part of my dress form, and looks like that's what I'm getting. Okay, see that? Right here. Let me do this. So, okay. So that's my length, my center front length. Let's get our total length. So we're going to look for the shoulder neck intersection. Put your tape there. And we're going to come all the way over to the apex, down and the princess line to the end of your tape, and you measure and you get what you get. Some people like to do that, to press it in for added measurement, right? But that's how you do it, okay? Okay. And even if you press it in, I'll show you. Let me see what I get here first. All right, so it's like that. Let's say, okay, let's say my measurement is that. If you press it in this regard, depending on your bus, of course. So I press it in. You may get about 1/8 to a quarter extra. Okay, so that's how you do your total length. Now you're gonna do your you're gonna look for your shoulder tip armhole intersection, and you're gonna put it there, cross over your apex. So the center front, bottom of the tape, and that's how you get your shoulder slope. Okay, and that's how you get your shoulder slope. Okay. Again, you can press in if you want. All right, for added ease. So that's your shoulder slope. So we've gone 3 now. Okay, we've gone the center front total length and your shoulder slope. Okay, so now we're going to get our front strap. Again, the neck shoulder intersection, put your tape there, and you're going to curve all the way around where you draw where you put your armhole to start, and you measure. Let me turn this around and show you. Okay, so that's my tape. So I go all the way around, holding at the center front, holding at the neck shoulder intersection. curve around. You should have your tape mark to where you want your thing. And that's my strap. That's my front strap. Okay? Whatever you get there, that's your front strap. All right? So we have gone forward. We have gone to center front. We have gone to total length. We have gone the shoulder slope. We have gone the front strap. Right? We have gone the front strap. What else we need? And we need the bust depth. So shoulder tip again to the apex. You can do this while you're measuring your shoulder slope. So shoulder tip to the apex, that is your bust depth. All right? And then we're going to do our side length. And this side length should correspond to the same side length that you're going to be using for the back. And you measure all the way to your tape, just from where you mark your armhole, all the way to your tape, the bottom of your tape, and that is your side length. Okay? You see that? That's your side length. Sure. All right? And my tape is right here. All right? So that's my side length. Okay? So what have we got so far? We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have got our 6 measurements. All right? So that's the vertical. Now we're going to do the horizontal measurements. We need about 7 of them. All right? So what we're going to do, we're going to measure our shoulder. So neckline to shoulder tip, neckline to shoulder intersection, all the way to the shoulder tip, and that's going to give you your shoulder length. All right? So your shoulder length. And now we're going to do the across shoulder. Your neck, your center front neck intersection to the tip of your shoulder. See, to the tip of your shoulder, and that is your across shoulder. Not to be confused with the across chest. If you look at your plate, we're looking for about half of it. And we're going to square to get the across chest. So this is how we do it. So your eye about, in some dress forms, you will have the one pin that you could use as a guide. But in this, you're going to just measure half of it. And you square out to about half of it. Make sure it's parallel to the floor. And that's going to be your across chest. All right, just to the shoulder tip. All right, that's your across chest. Whatever you get is your across chest, okay? So we have done the shoulder length, across shoulder, and now this is the across chest, all right? And then we're gonna do our bust arc from center front across the apex all the way to the side seam, and that's gonna be your bust arc. And then we're going to do the bust span. You measure from apex to apex, divide by 2, whatever you get, that's your bust span. Okay? And then you're going to do your waist arc, center front at the waist to the side seam, and that's your waist arc. And your dart placement is from center front to your princess line where the dart should be, and that's your dart placement. All right? So let's review and see if we've got our horizontal measurements, all of them. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've completed our front. So that's how you do your front measurements. All right. Now I'm going to spin it around and try to measure on the same side always. It's important. Let me see if I can go on the other side. So I'm going to spin it around and I'm going to measure for my, so with this one, I think you have about, vertical, you should have about 5, and then horizontal 7. That's going to include your AI measurement, horizontal 7. So we have about 12. So 5 vertical, I think, and 7 horizontal. Okay, so we're going to measure for your center front length. Just put it right there to the end of your tape, from the top of your 1/8 tape to the end of your tape. Your should be muslin twill tape, right? And you measure, that's your center back length. All right, for the full center back length, you're going to measure for the neck shoulder intersection. Should pass over your shoulder blade, going to the princess, to the end of your tape, and that's your total back length. All right, that's your total back length. All right, so we're going 2 there, total back length. All right, now for the back strap, neck shoulder intersection, curving all the way around, until where you have your mark for the side seam, for where the armhole starts. See that? That's your back strap. All right, so we have gone what, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes, that's your back strap. All right, what else do we need? So, and of course, let's do the 4th. So under, right where your armhole, down to your tape, and that should equals to the front side seam. Okay, so let's see if we have missed anything. So we have gone 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, those are the measurements. I think we'll review that. 4. Mm, mm. Oh, and you have to do your shoulder slope. So this is a shoulder, the shoulder armhole going across. This will cross over the blade as well, going across all the way to the back, to the center back, all the way to the end of your tape, and that's going to be your back slope, your shoulder slope. Okay, so we should have 5 now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we go. We have our 5 verticals. All right. So we can start with horizontal measurements now. We can measure from neck, shoulder intersection to the tip of the shoulder, and that should correspond also with the front, and that's your shoulder length. Okay. In some instances where you're doing expensive coats and stuff, one is like 1/2 inch bigger than the other, but that's for another lesson. Okay, so that's your shoulder length. So we have the length. We're going to do the across shoulder, center back, at neck to shoulder tip, and that's your across shoulder. Okay? From here, let me show you from here to here. Across shoulder. Right here. Put your tape here. Center back at neck to the shoulder tip. And that's your across shoulder. Okay? So you have your across shoulder, across back. Across back should be half. Again, half of the arm plate. And you should have it marked to the shoulder tip. That's the across back. Okay? That's the across back, and the back arc should be parallel, and it's under, and it's right from here, center back, parallel, right across to the under plate. To the under plate. Make sure it's parallel. Okay? Yeah, that looks parallel. Hold on, let me get that parallel. To the under plate. Let me fix that. Like that. That's the back arc. Okay? Right to the side seam. All right? To the right under the under plate. That's the back arc. Okay? So we got our back arc. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Our back arc. Okay? 4. All right? And then we have the waist arc. Center back at waist to side seam gives you your waist arc. Okay? To the side seam gives your waist arc. All right? And then we have dart placement, center back to the princess. Right? That's your dart placement. Okay? Just like that. That's your dart placement. All right? So what? And then you have your AI measurement. So let's see if we have our 7. Remember your AI measurement. So that's considered 1. So AI 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So that's how you measure for your front and back bodice. These are the important measurements in order to draft your bodice. Okay. So in another lesson, we'll do something, but I wanted to show you this. Wanted to show you how to properly measure. And once you get your measurements accurate, you'd be surprised how easy it is to draft nice bodies, and then you can style it and do all sort of things. If you can do that, you can, I guess you can do your own designs and stuff. So that's how I wanted to show you. I'm going to draw for you the front bodice, and I'm going to show you that this thing basically is very simple once you understand the principles. So I'm going to, first of all, this line, that's the M. That's the M line. I just put it here so you know, the M line. All right. This is the center front line. Center front line. That's for center front, okay? All right. So once you understand the principles, you can draft this easily. So the first thing I want on my center front is my total length. My total length, okay? And I have to find my total length, which is right here. All right, that's my total length. I'm going to do it across here as well, but not so fast. That's my total length. Bear that in mind. Let's call this Q, for instance. That's my total length, right? We can call this M. I don't really like to label sometimes, but for your sake sometimes. So that's my total length. Now, this draft is based on the bust circumference, but we're going to do quarter the bust arc. We're going to say quarter the bust circumference, so we're going to call it the bust arc. And we're going to find our bust arc and how much ease do you want around your bust, right? Because if, for instance, if you want 1/8 ease and the quarter, you have to say 1/8 times 4, assuming you're going to put the same amount on the back. And that would come out to just 1/2 inch. So that's how you can figure it out, okay? So I'm going to put, let's say I'm going to put a quarter, so that comes out to what, 1 inch? So I'm going to say from here to here is my bust arc, right? Plus a quarter. So I have to find my bust arc. That's my bust arc. So plus a quarter. So I'm going to go bust arc plus a quarter. Right there. Okay? Right there. Now, remember the length. So I'm going to go up over here. I just want it to be squared. The total length. Trying to get it square. All right? I'm going to put a dot. All right? Okay? And I'm going to go like this. So about like that. I mean, you can go right across if you want. Why not? Just go right across for now. Just to show you. All right? And my bust arc plus a quarter, I'm going to go like that. Bust arc plus a quarter. So we know it's like that. All right? And I'm going to, let's say, okay, just for sake, hope you don't get confused. I'm going to carry it all the way. You're not supposed to, but so you get the full picture. So you know it's driven from the bust. That's my bust arc plus a quarter. All right? Bust arc plus a quarter. Okay? Now, after the bust arc, you want to find your across shoulder. Okay? So what's my across shoulder? My across shoulder is from here to here. That's my across shoulder. And I'm going to square down to about 4 inches. All right? Across shoulder, just like that. All right? That's my across shoulder. And then you want to find this across shoulder is going to allow you to help you to find your shoulder slope, right? And it's a guideline. So what's my shoulder slope? My shoulder slope is, and I'm going to add 1/8 and that for ease for my shoulder slope. So I know my shoulder slope. My shoulder slope, so it's going to be, so my shoulder slope is going to come to there. That's my shoulder slope from here. There. That's my shoulder slope. Just like that. Okay? Beautiful, right? All right, that's about right. That's my shoulder slope. And from the shoulder slope, you square out for your shoulder length. So I know my shoulder length. So I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to have my shoulder length just like that. All right? And then now you square down. Okay, so that's the shoulder length. So this is a total length. So now I want to find my center front length. So my center front length is here. This is my center front length. Okay? I'm going to mark. And I'm going to square out a little bit. like that. Right? And then I'm going to square from here to that guideline. And that's going to give me my front neckline. And I'm going to square out from the middle to about 1/8 to help me to curve that neckline. You see that? So now I'm going to just put my curve there. Let it touch the 1/8. Just like that. All right. So now I have my front neckline. You see that? All right. So now what's next? Okay, so from here to here, I want from here to here, I want to get my apex or my bust point, okay? But our bust depth. So I'm going to get it. Where is it? Where's mine? Mine is right there. Bust depth, okay? And I'm going to square from that. I'm going to square from that. All right, so if I go like this, I can measure if I want to be really, really precise. And I have 7 3/4. Is it 7 3/4? And I can go here and I can say 7 3/4. Just put a little guideline and I can square across. All right. But I don't need to square across all the way, about there. Square across, okay? And that's my bust point. Now from here to here, we're going to look for the bust span. The bust span, okay? So what's my bust span? Okay. It's let me write my bust span right there. So my bust span is right there. Let's label this O. It's right there, okay? Beautiful. See that? Now I'm gonna go for my where you're gonna put your dart. Your dart placement, mine is 3. So I put that. And I mark up and down a little bit. And I want to come down about 3/16. Right? That's going to help me to get the curve. All right. And now this is going to help me. The strap is going to help me to get the side seam length. So we're going to look for the front strap. Where's the front strap? Front strap, and we're going to add 3/8 to that. So I'm going to say my front strap is my front strap is right there. Okay. I'm going to connect it to that. Just like that. Beautiful. Okay. And now I'm going for my side seam. I know my side seam length. My side seam length is right there. I hope you can see that. I'll mark it. And I'm going to square out for 1 1/4. Just like that. And I'm going to remeasure, make sure it's the same length. All right, I'm good. I'm going to connect. So that's my side seam. All right. So now we have to find our dart. All right. So what we have to do in order to find the dart, I'll show you. You don't have to use calculation. They give calculation, but you don't have to. You have to. So we know all of this. Okay. First of all, connect this to this. Connect that to that. All right. Just like that. Okay. Now that is your dart placement. I can just connect the first leg so you see what's going on. Just like that. Right? So now we have to find the next one. So all you need to know about this is that you need your waist arc plus whatever ease you're using on your waist. We usually use a quarter because the waist has 1 inch in total ease. Okay, so and my waist, so I know my waist placement is 3 inches, right? And I know my waist arc is what my waist arc width is. So I hold the 3 inches and I put the 3 inches right at my side seam, and I go to get my waist arc with what my waist arc comes up to with the quarter ease, and it comes up to that right there. Now you can remeasure to check. You can remeasure and say, okay, you're 3 inches, skip your dart, and you should get your waist arc with the ease. So mine is right there. So all I got to do now is just connect there. Just like that, and I take it down a little bit. Now I'm going to measure this, make sure it's the same. All right, I know what that is. We're going to go for the same measurement. So my same measurement lands me right here. All right, so now what I can do, I can, let's see, I can curve it just like that. Just like that. All right, so that takes care of the dart. So this is gone. This is gone. All right, so dart is in place right now. All right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to measure. Where's my calculator for this? We're going to measure from here to here. All right, we're going to divide it by 3. And I'm going to go. All right, so I'm going to go, so I know what that is. So I'm going to say, all right, okay, so I can say there. But what I'm going to do to get it perfectly square, 116 or less. All right. Right there. All right. Just like that. Come across. All right. See that? Nice. Let's label this M. All right. So we want M to across chest. We want the across chest. But before I do that, square from this line, a little line. I'm going to square from that, like that. And then we're going to find our across chest. All right, mine is right there. I'm going to square up and down a little bit. Just like that. All right. Just like that. Now I can put in my armhole. So we're going to square the armhole. Make sure the armhole touches this. Call this X if you will. Make sure the armhole touches your X. The French curve touches your X. All right, just like that. And then, of course, the rest is history. All right, and there is your arm. So that's how you draft. That's how you draft your front. That's how you draft your front bodice. Very simple, very easy. Once you understand the principles, you'll be fine. Another thing to take note of is that for the bust arc, right? For the bust arc plus the ease, some people will put more ease on the back than on the front. Some people will put even ease, but in any regard, you control how much ease you want on the bust, and you also control how much ease you want on the waist. Of course, it cannot exceed the bust because the bust is the wider part. But that's basically how you draft your front bodice. All right. In another lesson, I'll do another one. Okay. Okay. I'm going to show you how to draft the back bodies. All right. So I've just put about a 1 inch margin from the edge of my paper here on the horizontal, and on the vertical, I just go up straight about a 1 inch as well. So from this point upwards, we're going to find the full length. Okay. So I have to find what my full length is. This is the back bodice. Okay. So let's find my full length. All right. My full length is right there. All right. So I'm going to make a mark. That's my full length. Okay. And from here to here, we want to find the back arc plus whatever ease we're going to use. So let me see what my back arc is. All right. Give me a second. Okay. So my back arc is right here. Back arc plus ease. All right. So my back arc plus ease comes up to there. I'm going to make a mark. And what I'm going to do is, let's see, this is full length. And then I'm going to go to the edge and get my full length here as well. So I want a perfect square. All right. And I'm going to go like that. Now I have a perfect square. I squared perfectly. I think, let me double check that. So this is the length. All right. This is the length. Okay. All right. So I think I've got it right. Might look weird on the camera, but so I'm going to square across just like that. And now my back arc plus ease is like that. So I'm going to come on my back arc plus ease is like that. And we do it from the back because we know that the back arc is the widest part for the back. And we're going to just, as a matter of fact, I can come up the full just to show you. So let's come up the full. Usually did about 3/4 the way or so. So that's my back arc plus ease, okay? All right, so maybe I should label this. Just say A, B, and you can say C. All right, so that's my full length. All right, and we're going to go up to find the back length. So remember, this is the total length. We're going to find the back length. So what's my back length? All right, my back length is, let's see, is right here. That's my back length. Okay, that's my back length. All right, and I'm going to just go over here to square across a little bit just to get it as a guide, because I want to square across a little bit on the back length. Okay, let's square like maybe like that. Okay, all right, that's what I'm going to do. And from this point to somewhere is going to be the AI measurement on the the front, and I know what's mine. Mine is right there. So I make a dot like that. Okay, that's going to be the AI measurement, and we can let's say P for instance. All right. That's the AI measurement. Now, what I want to do, I want to from here, I want to find the across shoulder. Okay, from here to here is the across shoulder. So my across shoulder is, let's see, is right there. That's my across shoulder. Let's put it, we can say Q, and we're going to square down a little bit. All right, so it just happened to be there. So we're going to square down a little bit. All right, that's my across shoulder. Okay, and then from here to here now, we're going to find our shoulder length. Let me find my shoulder length, or shoulder slope, if you want. Okay, my shoulder slope is going to be shoulder slope plus about 1/8 ease. Let me see what my shoulder slope is. It's right there. That's my shoulder slope. Okay, make a dot, and then we're going to connect just like that. Okay, that's my shoulder slope. All right, that's my shoulder slope. And so that's my shoulder slope. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to find my so I want my length. I want my shoulder length. I want my shoulder length. Shoulder length. It's about there. Shoulder length plus 1/2 inch measurement. All right. Let me see what's my shoulder length is. From here to here is a shoulder length plus a 1/2 inch measurement. All right, it's about there. And what we're going to do, we're going to square from here. And that's going to be for your, and we can draw in, of course, our neck. We can draw in our neck. I like to draw it like that, so we don't have a problem. If you're drawing it too deep, like too tight in there, it's going to be a problem when you fit it on the neck. So I like to take it out, spread it out. You like that, right? So now that's my neck. Okay, see that? That's what I like to do. All right. So remember, from here to here is from here to here is your shoulder slope plus your thing. All right. And if you want, you can say, just for now, you can put a dot in the middle. Let's see. Okay, you know what? Let me take this out a tad little bit to make it exactly. Let's see. So it's exactly there. This point. If I go like that. All right. So that is the midpoint. I'm gonna just put R. All right. R for that. So we know we have the midpoint there. All right. So now what we can do, what we can do, let me do the, I'm going to put our dart placement. I put my dart placement here just for now. My dart placement. Okay, so I put my dart placement here. Okay, but before, okay, I put my dart placement here. All right, that's my dart placement. And then my dart is 1.5. All right, so say this is T, L, and I'm going 1/2 inch, so I'm going to go 3/4. 3/4. All right, so this 3/4 is what? You know, you can put N, no problem. Okay, can you see that? So I put the N down there. Put it up bigger so you can see it. N. All right. Okay. So that's my so this is the dart. That's the middle. Okay. Now I'm going to go for the back strap. All right. I want to find my back strap. Let me get my back strap. Get my back strap. Yeah. Get my back strap. What's my back strap? Okay. Back strap. Okay. So I have my back strap. All right. So let me put in my back strap. My back strap goes from the neck to right there. Let's do that properly. That's my back strap. Okay. This is my back strap. All right. That's going to be my back strap. All right. So that's going to be my back strap. So I can put it in. So that's my back strap. Okay. And what I can do, I can cross over. So I can measure from here to here. See how much it is to get a perfect square. Mine is okay. Mine is right there. And I'm gonna square across. Just like that. Okay. Alright. Just like that. So that's my back strap. Alright. And the middle is gonna be square up the middle. But let me get it from here to see how much it is. And to get it perfect. Okay. So it's going to be here. All right. And I'm going to square up. Just like that. All right. And what I can do, so that's going to be the dart point. And I can put in my dart. But I'm going to square it out a little bit because I want to show you something. Put in my dart like that. I'm going to square out this one as well. Put it in my dart like that and square down. All right, so I want to go down about 3/16.
just like that. I'm going to measure from there to there, make sure I got it. Make sure it's the same length. All right. Same length, and I'm going to mark it there. So we know that's the same length. So this is my dart placement. And remember we said the back arc plus a quarter plus ease. I think I put a quarter on mine. All right. So now, so the next step we want to put what our back arc plus 1.5 inch for dart plus a quarter ease, and mine comes up to 8.5. So let's see, 8.5. So I'm going to put it right there. Okay. And now you want to get your side seam. Whatever your side seam was, I know what's mine. Mine is right there. It's my side seam. So now I can connect just like that. Okay. Double check your measurement, make sure it's important. All right. So now I've basically completed that. So I'm gonna connect. I'm gonna do some curving, just like that, just like that. Okay, just like that. All right, so we got that. Now, what we're gonna do? We're gonna let's label this as T, for instance, T. Okay, and let's label this as X. We're going to find that measurement and divide by 3. Whatever is the measurement, and is what? Let's say. All right. All right. Okay, so mine is from here about there. All right. Take it over to the other side. About there. All right. And we're going to square across. Just like that. All right. And then now, so my cross back plus 3/8. So it's going to be here. Right here. It's going to be right here. All right. That's my across back. And we're going to square up and down. Like that. All right. So now we can basically put in our curve for the waist, for the armhole. You need to intersect that with your curve. So let's do that. All right. Just like that. All right. And then we can carry on up. Okay. So now we have our armhole. Okay. So now we're going to do the back dart. So I'm going to connect this to the this one, and we're going to put, this is a 1/2 inch dart, so we put a quarter on each side, quarter on each side, and I'm going to square down. Sorry, that looks more than a quarter, quarter on each side. Yeah, so it's okay. So we're going to square down 3 inches. That's going to be 3 inches. But let me, that's more like a quarter. Okay. Yeah, that's a quarter. Quarter is more like in there. All right. And then we put just like that, just like that. And if we measure, we should get our stuff. So that's how you do that. So basically, that's the back, and that's how the back is drawn. And of course, this will be closed and trued up, but that's how you draft your bodice back. It's not very hard. All right. Pretty accurate too. Fit it on your stuff and you do any little minor adjustments that need to be done, and that's it. All right. It's beautiful. And you can do it, make any style for yourself. It's a wonderful thing. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to just show up this. So let me see where I do that first. All right, so I'm gonna do it here, and then I do it there, and then I'll do it there. So let's try throwing up this thing. So I want to close my dot, but I have to space here so it helps in the chain of my dot. I like to put it on the table corner, just make it really easy. But for the sake of the camera, let me see if I can do that without that. And then you're gonna go like this. Just like that. See that? All right. Looks like I am okay with that. But sometimes I like to take out the belly. Don't want it to be too much. I like to have it less shallower, so maybe I would do something like this. I'll get my stuff. No, perhaps just take out more of that. Let it be like that. Okay, so I'll do that like this, just like that. All right. So what I'm gonna do. And now I'm gonna get my. I'll get my board here. And I'll get my. I want to do this quickly. So I'll just carry out those lines, get those lines. All right. And then I can open. And I open like that. I can get my new lines. Just like that. All right. Just like that. And now that's done. So I'm going to get the next one. I can put this away for now, just like that. All right. I'm going to get this one. And I'm gonna get this. Okay. I can get this. Okay, just like that. Um, can take out some of this belly as well. So I'm gonna want it a little bit straighter, so it covers a little bit more. So I can perhaps do like that. It's like almost the same. Straighten up. Yeah. Then I'll just like that. Okay. All right. So that's that. And let me do the back. This one. Yes. And then okay. Just like that. Now I can straighten up this. Just like that. All right. Just like that. All right. Okay. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to let's do the side. Let's do the side seam. Just like that. All right. All right. And you can go like this now. Right. Like that. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just open one, put one on the other. Okay. And I can see that this is a smooth line, but this one needs the bottom needs throwing. So I'm gonna just tape it here. You have that smooth line going. So tape it there. All right. And I'm gonna tape it here, and I'm gonna redraw it. Tape it right there. All right. I'm gonna, as a matter of fact, I can just dry it and then put it on. So now I can go like that. Gonna use dots so I know the new line. Okay, and then just get your tracing wheel, and I'm just gonna mark just like that. So I know that's my mark from there. Alright, and now I can open it. Oh, I see, I did, I was supposed to, okay, doesn't matter. Yeah, and now I can draw in, take this off, and draw my new line. Just like that. Alright, I think let's double check that. Go back. Good. Okay. So now I can go ahead. If I want, I can put seam allowance because I want to let me see how I could do this quickly. So I can, okay, yeah, yeah, I can, okay, so I can tape it like that. I'm gonna tape it, just tape it, just like that. And of course, you tape it also. Oh, and this needs to go. Alright, alright, so that's that. If I want, I can take this too. Tape this. That's just for the. Alright, tape this. Alright. Then, alright. So now, Just a stroke too. This looks smooth. Alright. Okay, now we know. Alright, so this is it. And you can just make some series of, just so it fits around this stuff. Just like that. Alright. Now I'm gonna cut this. Some of that. Okay. So when I come back, I may fill it up and show you. Okay. Okay, guys. So I've pinned my bodies on my dress form. Okay. What I've done, I've made sure that I line up the center front with the center front and pin it at the neck intersection, especially, and at the waist front center front intersection. Right. That's what I've done, and I've made sure that the it has a 1 inch ease, so it will float a little bit, but basically the princess line at front lines up with the princess line on the dress form, and the same goes for the side seam should line up with the side seam on the dress form. And I had to do some adjustment for on the back, maybe because of the ease it floats out a little bit, so I redrawn the position, and then that's going to be the dart position to line up exactly with the princess line at back. And of course, this has been sitting for quite some time. I don't know, shrinkage or whatever, but it doesn't matter once you know to adjust. And of course, I've adjusted the back to match the exact back at center front on the dress form. And make sure it fits properly over the shoulder blade. Make sure it fits properly over the shoulder blade when doing that, okay? And I've redrawn my let me show you. I've redrawn my armhole. Those are the adjustments that generally you need to do. Redrawn my armhole. Redrawn my armhole. Okay, and make sure that the this is lined up with the natural um shoulder line at shoulder. And if it's not, all you have to do is to redraw it where it is. Just make the adjustment. That's how it's done, and then you'll have a perfect dress form. And of course, generally take into account as to how much ease you put in it, whether it's the standard or it's a lesser ease than the standard, because what happens is the standard will accommodate all the contouring that perhaps you'll see me do later if I decide to do that. But make sure you recognize whether or not you've put in the standard ease on the bust and on the waist, or you've incorporated a different easing mechanism of your own. Okay, so that's how it's done. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to eventually take this apart and I'm going to put it on manila paper, and then what's going to happen is I'm going to use this to outline and draw the rest of the I would call it the rest of the bodice that comes down here, not the bodice but the dress form that comes down here. And from this you can make even gowns, you can adjust it to make even um sleeveless, even jackets and coats. So the first thing is that this, you'll have to know a set of measurements. Of course, I have video on that. Know a sort of set of measurements, because you're going to need the measurements for the skirt, some measurements for the skirt in order to do this. But this is what you do. You do have the measurements for this, the bodice and the skirt, and then we're going to combine some of those measurements into making a full dress form. All right. So that's what's going to happen. So I will demonstrate that in the next video. All right. Thank you. Also, another important adjustment, and I've deliberately left this one for the last. If you notice that you will notice at some point that whenever I was doing the measurements for the bodice, I did not mention the neckline. Of course, this is all in context.
I did not mention the neckline simply because I'm using a dress form, right? And the idea with not mentioning the measurement is as long as you have the full length from this to this, and you have the width of the neck, it will fit. All you'll have to do is to redraw the neckline to where you want your neckline to be, really. So that's up to you. What I would suggest is that you redraw it at the natural neckline to the shoulder, and then when it's on the manila paper, you can go down about a quarter inch or so for natural neckline. And then from that, you can do wherever you want to do in styling, right? So that's the idea. But of course, if you're measuring and and the same thing can be adapted to a person, right? But this is of course I do the measurement of the neckline sometimes and incorporate it. But as beginners, I think this is an easier method of explaining to you why you virtually don't really need the neck measurement. Of course, you will have to fit it on the person and redraw your neckline, and that's an easier thing for beginners to visualize where they want their neckline to be. You just put it on the person, whether in a muslin or in paper, and redraw your neckline. The same thing is going to go for the back, and you get a better visual. You redraw your neckline. See, I've redrawn mine, and that guarantees you to have your neckline where you really want it. Okay, so that's why I did not specifically mention the neckline. So you can see that there are different approaches, right? And as long as you understand the concepts, you know that different approaches do work. All right, so that's what it's all about. But there is never a thing as a million ways to do things. There are only few ways to do these sort of things properly, right? So they're finite. They're not infinite, in other words. All right. So I wanted to clarify that for you. All right. Thank you.